In North Carolina. Okay, so we've read a little bit and watched some video about Native Americans in the Americas in general and how the first Americans, the first people to live in the American continents, got to the Americas. Today, this presentation is going to focus specifically on Native Americans in North Carolina. So use the slides that follow to fill in your Native Americans in North Carolina chart. It's got 4 different boxes on the left-hand side. We're going to have 4 different tribes we look at: the Algonquin, the Tuscarora, the Catawba, and the Cherokee. For each tribe, you're going to write down the meaning of their name, the North Carolina region that they lived in, and 2 facts about that tribe. And you can use the pictures to help you with the facts, as well as the information in the slides. First tribe, the Algonquin. The Algonquin name means our allies. They lived in the Tidewater region of North Carolina. They were small groups that spoke the Algonquin language and lived on the North Carolina coast. Because they lived on the coast, they were dependent on fish for food. They also farmed various fruits and vegetables. The picture on the left side here is a picture of an Algonquin village. You can see some of their housing. Got fields where the corn might have been grown. Groups doing a ceremonial dance. Here's a fire going on here. On the right-hand side is a map that shows some of the territory that the Algonquins would have lived in. So here we've got the Outer Banks, other parts of the Tidewater region in North Carolina. Next tribe is the Tuscarora. Their name means hemp gatherers. They lived in the coastal plain region of North Carolina. The Tuscarora were one tribe who lived in about 15 different villages. The villages ranged from 300 to 500 people, and they all lived near the Neuse and Tar rivers. This map down here shows the region that the Tuscarora lived in. This lighter color here is the Tar River. Here's the Neuse going out to the Pamlico Sound. Here is a picture of what a normal Tuscarora village would look like. So probably some sort of defensive fortification with their different homes clustered in the center. Some crops grown inside, other crops grown on the outside. The Tuscarora's name, hemp gatherers, comes from the fact that they used hemp to make rope cord and binding. The Catawba were a North Carolina Native American group who lived in the Piedmont region. Their name means where the river divides. Here you can see the Pee River. You can see it branch off into different tributaries, and that's where their name comes from. In this kind of lighter colored section here is the area where the Catawba lived. And they lived in both North Carolina and what's now South Carolina. One of the things they're mainly known for is their pottery. They made burnt black pottery from clay found in the area. They lived in the Piedmont region. Remember, with our North Carolina region's presentation, we talked about the Piedmont having clay soil. The Catawba spoke various languages, variations of the Sioux language. And here we have 2 different pictures of what different structures that the Catawba would have lived in would have looked like. The last group is the Cherokee. The Cherokee were a Native American group who lived in the mountains region. Their name means either the principal people or people who live in caves. The Cherokee were one of the largest tribes in North America when Europeans first arrived, with a population of more than 30,000. They're known for making intricately woven baskets that were used for storing their items. Disputes within the Cherokee community were resolved at discussions at sacred towns at the center of their villages. Here is a picture of traditional Cherokee dress, and here is the Cherokee's range where the Cherokee Native Americans lived. Here is the North Carolina section. They also lived in parts of South Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, Kentucky, West Virginia, and Virginia. Here are some common themes among all North Carolina Native Americans, and in general Native Americans as well. Native Americans respected nature. Native Americans believed a spirit could be found in all things. Their very survival often depended on interaction with the environment, and Native Americans told stories to explain. This information goes at the bottom of your chart. Where it says read page 68 and complete the following statements. Instead of reading the pages, we've given you the information. Okay. There is the source for where this information came from. And now on the back of this chart, you have the Cherokee creation myth. So we say Native American culture varied greatly from one group to the next. One thing most groups had in common, however, was a deep respect for nature. So read and annotate 6 comments, 1 per paragraph. The Cherokee creation story, that says how the world was made from Cherokee Indian lore. After you finish reading and annotating the creation story, you'll create your own creation story. It must be made up, so it can't be an existing creation story. It has to be a story about how the world was made, and it must focus on the natural world, so nature, animals, plants, living things. It should be 1 page long, could be up to 2 pages, but at least 1 page long, and you're encouraged to add visuals to demonstrate what you've wrote. You can use the Cherokee creation myth, how the world was made, as a guide, but again, this should be made up and it should be your own. I also want to encourage you to Google other Native American creation myths or Native American creation stories. You can get some YouTube clips that'll give you some information on different Native American creation stories, and you can also get the text of some other written creation stories that you can use to help you guide your ideas.